Welcome everyone to another episode of Blue Cities Network. Today's session is a bit different. We have some very two interesting speakers today. And as you already know, that the purpose of Blue City Network is to collaborate with people who are into sustainability space, particularly those into urban sustainability. And this is how we bring different type of experts. We work with them, we share projects, we build solutions, and also we partner on different kind of research projects also. So welcome to another episode. And today we have two speakers. One is Dr. Indira Khurana, and we have Nitu Rarh. So I'll quickly introduce Dr. Indira Khurana. So welcome to this podcast and to the Sustainability Meetup, Dr. Indira Khurana. I'm Saurabh Gupta, founder of Earth Fiber, founder and CEO of Earth Fiber. And Earth Fiber is a global environmental organization that is started from Mumbai, now present in 65 countries. We are UN awarded, Google awarded organization that have sustainability at scale using technology as well as community network. Dr. Indira Khurana is a renowned environmentalist. She works into water conservation area and WASH, which is water sanitation and hygiene. She advocates with over 2 decades of experience in policy field, and she has been involved in different type of community engagement programs, sustainable development. She's the chairperson of Indian Himalayan River Basin Council and chief advisor at Tarun Bharat Singh, founded by the very well-known waterman of India, Mr. Rajan Singh, who is known for his impactful work in the field of rainwater harvesting, groundwater management, and sanitation rights. Dr. Khurana has anchored numerous books and policy papers and continues to be a strong voice for climate resilience, water sector communities across the country. So we would like to invite Dr. Indira Khurana to take over and present her work. Thank you, Dr. Khurana.
Thank you. Thank you, Saurabh, for that kind introduction. So, will somebody be operating the slides? I got a few slides.
No, you can start. You can run the slides from your side.
Okay, okay, then I need to find how to do that. Just give me a
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
Okay. It'll take me a moment, okay? Because I have to find
No problems. Take your time.
Yeah. Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, your screen is visible.
Yeah, ma'am, we can see that.
Okay. How do I get the side thingy out? Yeah, is that better? Can you see the screen now?
Yeah, it's good. It's
Yeah.
good.
Okay. So thank you for this opportunity, and it was very nice for me to hear the work that you're doing, Saurabh, and your group, and your presence in so many countries. And I also saw that you all have done a lot of work on rivers, so that was which is very close to my heart. So today I am going to be speaking on the rejuvenation of the importance of the rejuvenation of small streams and rivers for decentralized climate action and green GDP. So my focus has largely been on rural areas, but I think there are a lot of lessons to learn from the approaches that are used in rural areas for water conservation and water management. And also, if we manage our rural water resources well, then this distressed migration that happens from rural to peri-urban and urban areas, that will also, which adds the stress to the urban areas, will also reduce, and largely you will have aspirational migration rather than, distress migration. Okay, it doesn't go to the next slide. Oh dear.
Maybe just the next arrow will do.
Okay, so this maybe I can just avoid because when I looked at the format that was shared to me with me, it was basically one slide on about me and where I work and what kind of things I do. So I think Saurabh has largely mentioned this. So I actually have 30 years of experience of working on water and continue to be as active as I can. And I'm also the chair of different organizations, including one in Ahmedabad, which is the Coastal Salinity Prevention Cell. Gender is a large focus of whatever I do. Large focuses on research, documentation, writing, and policy analysis, and also exploring the climate and water relationships, because as we all know that climate change and global warming is caused because of the emission of gases, but around 90% or more of the impact of this heating or this climate change is felt through water in different forms, be it changing monsoon, be it increase in flood and drought, sea level rise, more cyclones, etc. So a lot of the effects that you feel is through water. And I also trying to bridge the gap between the traditional or local knowledge systems that existed in the world over, not only in India. And how can we interlink this with the modern technology and modern knowledge systems that exist? Yeah, so I just wanted to say that why rejuvenation of small streams and rivers is important. And like I mentioned before, we are already in a water crisis. The world is increasingly facing drought, floods, water pollution, and this is now being exacerbated because of climate change. There is ample evidence now, scientific evidence that says that there is a disruption in the monsoon cycle. So this is now, in a sense, a kind of no-brainer. And if we talk about river systems, we all know that if we talk of a large river, say if we talk about um, the Chambal River in India, it's actually, it feeds into the Ganga. It first feeds into the Yamuna and then feeds into the Ganga, which then meets the sea in Ganga Sagar. But the Chambal itself is formed of a whole bunch of small streams and stream networks and nalas. So it's like your imagine like a circulatory system where you start with the larger veins and with the larger capillaries from the heart. And as you reach the extreme portions of the body, like the fingertips, you have a thinner and tinier and tinier capillaries. So that's the way one can look at a river system. And if we revive these small river systems, these small rivers, streams, or nalas, uh, it's easier to do so because they are closer to the people. They come out from springs or they come out from, in villages, and they're closer to the people. They're smaller to handle. The political system is easier to handle. And because if they are revived, the people can directly see the benefit of their work in reviving these streams. It also adds to recharging the locally available groundwater resources, so the wells get recharged. This helps in improving their economy, and because agriculture and livestock rearing is now possible. And these streams then add to the flow of larger streams and larger streams and finally go into the larger rivers. So they are extremely critical for reviving and rejuvenating. And it also helps in peace and security and gives a sense of well-being to the people who live around these streams. And also, if you look at climate change and the impact of climate change, so if you this is a decentralized climate action that you can do in the villages. So, and this is done through small, low cost, you know, uh, rainwater conservation systems, where the people there know the lay of the land, they know the rainfall, they know, where the water collects, they know where they are, they know they are these the fractures in the geology. So they know the optimal place where you can build these structures. And so these structures not only act like sponges, they soak up the rain that's available, and they help provide base flows to rivers. And when, in the lean summer months, when there is less water, then these base flows is what provides water to the groundwater aquifer. So it's a kind of a symbiotic relationship between the two, kinds of water bodies that develops. And once this is a healthy symbiotic relationship, then there's water year round. Once this is snapped, then you have a problem. So coming to climate action. So when there's rain, these structures are there ready to absorb this rain. And if supposing the monsoon fails in for a couple of years, or there's scattered and little rainfall, then these already there is soil moisture that is existing. Groundwater tables are high, so you can depend on the groundwater. The river base flow is there, so you have some kind of resilience developed for drought, and similarly for floods. These structures are able to take in the extra water up to certain extent. Of course, they are not, completely 100%. They cannot take in the excess water, the kind of cloudbursts that are happening, but they do act as speed breakers for the flow of water. And I'll just like to quickly cite the example of two non-governmental organizations. One that Saurabh mentioned, and that is Tarun Bharat Sangh. So this kind of evidence has come from the 50 plus years of 40 plus years of water work of Tarun Bharat Sangh. And the decentralized, community-centered rainwater conservation has benefited 150,000 families, and more than 15,000 structures have been made. 14 rivers have been revived through this, and this is also now visible. We actually did an analysis of a talab made in the Chambal region, and this remote sensing analysis showed us increase in groundwater table, increase in river flow, increase in the greenery, in the intensity of the greenery and the area of the greenery. So while we strongly believe in the validation by the community, this was a kind of scientific evidence that we could use. And this is what I was talking about, bridging the gaps between modern technology and local knowledge, one example. And it was also interesting to see that in the Chambal area of Rajasthan, known for its ravines and for the bandits, more than 100 bandits have now, have over the years given up crime, laid down their arms, and have become farmers and agriculturists. And so this has contributed to a peaceful and dignified and just society in the region. In Mewat region, another intervention by Tarun Bharat Sangh, where they looked at providing drinking water tanks to to these marginalized communities here. That has led to them having stress-free lives with reliable drinking water access and an improvement in their health. And again, this is very important when you look at climate change because of the heat waves that are happening. And in Mewat, the temperature goes up to 45 degrees, and under this temperature, these women had to travel long distances in search of water for their homes. So their life has become easy, and whole lot of ripple effects that has happened to the women over here, and all at a cost of 40,000 capacity. 17,000 liter capacity tank that was constructed at a cost between 35 and 40,000. One third of which was provided by the community. So very small interventions can lead to such impact, especially in the life of women. And this work has also been published in academic journals like Springer and Elsevier. Another example I'd like to give you is of this NGO where I'm the advisor, and this is Parmat, working in the Bundelkhand region of Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. This is a historically drought-prone area, in spite of having a traditional, water harvesting system of Chandela and Bundela tanks here. The area, there's a lot of casteism in the area and a lot of patriarchy, and yet this organization has mobilized the women here, and there is this the whole army is a bad word, yeah, but this whole group of women called Jal Sahelis, Women's Friend of Water, where they are working on their women's right to water, and they're volunteers. So they're doing the work by themselves, not depending on the government. And they have, revived several traditional water bodies. They have constructed check dams. They have actually dug a channel to, so that water can flow into a 30-hectare pond. And they are majorly involved in water literacy in the villages. And in fact, in February, they undertook a non-stop 300-kilometer long Jal Yatra, basically going from village to village. In the morning, they would do seva. They would, clean up the water bodies and hold meetings and inform about the importance of water conservation. And these Jal Sahelis have also been awarded by our Honorable President, Murmu. Um, um, our Prime Minister has mentioned about them in two of his Man Ki Baat, and they've got several awards at national and international level. And they also formed a Jal Saheli band. So wherever they go, they have their music, they have their instruments, and that's how they convey their message. An awesome group of women. So coming to how this can help Blue City, since I understand your larger focus is in urban areas. I think there's a lot to learn from these rural examples, and these are just two of many examples. That if people manage rainwater, if people, communities, construct rainwater conservation measures, and there are examples in urban areas as well, then you can take care to some extent about the urban flooding that takes place. You can also have use this water that is conserved either directly for your domestic needs or indirectly for recharging groundwater aquifers. And you can also do the revival of small rivers. So just like you have the Jal Saheli, groups in Bundelkhand, you can have these group of women or youth which are actually, doing yatras around the rivers that are, around in their cities, doing cleanliness drives, doing awareness campaigns, having, rock bands, even looking at revival of the urban water bodies and the lakes that are there in urban areas, so that soak up some of the rain that is there and also replenish the groundwater aquifers. And also how these affect these efforts help in climate action. We are seeing city after city in India now and elsewhere in the world being affected by this unusual amount of rain that is falling in the urban areas. And I think if we reflect, it's not this excess amount of rain, but it's also the way that we have planned our cities and how we are, concretizing the whole city. We are filling up the natural catchment areas where the water used to collect and then soak. So there's something that we need to do and be cognizant of so that we develop resilient, flood resilient and drought resilient cities in the future. And one, is it possible for us to have at least a small portion of any urban area of a city, which is water secure, which, like a colony or a certain area, maybe an IT township, which water needs and which sees that there is no water that leaves that area, there is no flooding that happens in the area. Also, this, I think, doing literacy, the small river rejuvenation literacy, and linking the action of people with academia. So whatever, I think this is one gap, because we have academicians and research institutions working in one area, and we have people who are actually working on the ground and coming up with some results. They're in a different silo. So there needs to be bridges between the two. The researchers need to look at some of this work, see what has been the action, what has been the cost, what has been the benefit, how can this work improve? And so mutually learning, relationship needs to be developed. And I think the other thing that was, I feel that how Blue Cities can help. It can help in spreading this word in different geographies, link up with different stakeholders, through web-based interaction and engagement programs, or through physical meetings, or through financial support, because there is no continent now that is not suffering from the impact of climate change, and there is uh, no place on the earth, barring a desert in Chile, where it doesn't rain. So I think there's a lot to be learned from these efforts in India, and if Blue Cities can help in this, I think it will really help us to spread the word, and also result in peace and security and happiness.
Thank you so much, Dr. Khurana. This is very, very incredible work, and there's a lot of diverse work you're doing. On that note, since I see a lot of rural connections, so just first of all, I would like to invite people if they have questions. Once their questions are done, then I have certain thought process I wanted to discuss with you. Any questions from the audience? Okay, so my question, Dr. Khurana, is that something I want to discuss with you is that since I see a lot of rural connection here, so we are launching a in fact, we have already launched a very ambitious program which is on organic farming. This is in Earth Fiber in partnership with a company called Rich Plus and Amul and Indian Overseas Bank and NABARD. So under this program, we are going to enroll 1 crore farmers across the country, and this entire program focuses on transitioning farmers from chemical-based farming to organic farming. And obviously, there's a financial model and a lot of things come into picture. Organic inputs come into picture, but water is one major area. So I just want to understand your insight based on your experience into farming, that how do you think that your model or this particular way of managing water could help this project as well, because this is a real opportunity.
Okay, I am not. I'll just answer your question, but I'm not able to show my face. So, um, I think first of all, I congratulate you for this excellent effort that you're doing, because moving from chemical to organic farming is good for the health of the planet and for our health. I mean, again a no-brainer, and it will also help in reducing water pollution and soil pollution. I think there's a lot to be learned from this. Like, for example, if you look at the traditional, the way people used to live earlier. So the whole culture, the eating habits, the way they used water, the crops they cultivated was dependent on the ecology where they stayed. So where they lived. So you did not have, wheat, rice cultivation in area where there was less water available. Like, for example, in Rajasthan, you have a lot of bajra and mustard and other kinds of things. So I think that practice of seeing that the crop pattern should follow the rain pattern and the ecology, I think that is one thing we can learn from this kind of work. Uh, Doing water conservation and on one side, and also reducing the use of water in agriculture. I think these need to go, efficient use of water. These two need to go hand in hand when you're shifting to organic cultivation, because let's not misuse the water that's there. And very small structures can be made. Within there are examples of farm ponds being made within the field itself, or you can have in Rajasthan, you have kadins. In the hill slope also, you have these crescent-shaped bunds, ditches, and in the Uttarakhand, you have again very, very small kind of trenches that are made so that you can collect that water. So there are a whole lot of decentralized small structures that can be made that will help uh, the farmer, that will also improve the soil moisture. And there's again an example of use of technology. This coastal salinity prevention cell, where I am the chair, they use something called a soil moisture meter. It's like one sensor based thingy, which is like a rod. You put it in the soil, and that will help you tell you the status of moisture in the soil. So it's like blue, green, amber, and red. So
And does
depending,
it also have IoT?
oh, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. You can just check a soil moisture meter. It's easily available on Amazon, and you can just check whether it has IoT. But this is something that helps the farmer to decide when to do his irrigation. And because you'll have these water conservation structures, close by, the soil moisture is there. In fact, we got an intern in from TIS Guwahati, and he spent a very punishing summer in Jambal, where with the soil moisture meter, he looked using this. He looked at the soil moisture in 10 villages where the water conservation work was done, and two kind of control villages where no water conservation work had been done. So, we could see from the indicator from that, from the soil moisture meter that you had either green or blue, where the water, the soil moisture indicating ample moisture, and you had red where there was no water conservation work. So I think a mix of all this would really help you in help these 1 crore farmers in actually doing their cultivation and with the minimum water footprint. And choosing the crops, I think that is, based on the rainfall, and I think that is something also that is very critical. Because wherever water conservation work is done, there's a lot of meetings that are held to ensure that people, now that water is there, they won't, grow rice or grow sugarcane because that gives them MSP and assured income. So I think continuing dialogue with the farmers about the importance of conserving and using water efficiently is important. But this is exciting stuff. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it is a very ambitious project, and the plan is to enroll 1 crore farmers in next 5 years.
You can also
And
think of doing some water literacy with them and, looking at
yeah,
where they are. Is there a nala there? Then the older people will remember. Arey, yahan se,
yeah,
Barsati nala jata tha. There used to be
yeah,
seasonal stream. Then you can say, okay, why don't it hardly requires, it just requires somebody to hold the hand. So
yeah,
that
correct.
you're alone and
Yeah,
yeah. And then they'll see within one season, one rainfall, they will be able to see the difference.
yeah, right. So, yeah, if there are no questions from the audience, we will move to the next speaker. So, our next speaker is Nitu Rarh. Uh, I'll quickly introduce Nitu on this call. Nitu, you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So, Nitu Rarh is interior designer at a design studio and assistant professor at in the design department at PIC NIFT. She is currently pursuing a PhD in biophilic design at Banastali, Vidyapeeth, Jaipur. Her work focuses on creating nature-inspired sustainable living spaces which are tailored for urban Indian homes. A pilot study show increased well-being and reduced energy usage, making her work highly relevant to the dense urban Indian context. So over to Neetu.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, sir, for the introduction. And I'm really happy to be here today. And I'm very thankful for this opportunity. So, basically, again, so let me present my style presentation. Just give me a moment, sir.
No problems. Take your time.
Is it visible?
Not yet.
So, is it visible now?
Yeah, it's visible, but maybe you can create a landscape mode for your screen.
Okay, just give me a moment.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Okay, so am I audible to you? Okay, so my topic is basically biophilic living, which means designing home for well-being and sustainability. So basically, my work lies at the intersection of design, sustainability, and human well-being. Okay, if I talk in simple words, I believe our homes should not just shelter us, they should support us, heal us, and reconnect us with the nature, basically. So that's what my PhD thesis is, and I'm also working in that concept also. So I have been the with collaboration
Nidhi,
with various
your
architects.
slide is gone. I think we're not able to see your slide.
Give me a moment, sir. It is visible now.
No, it's not visible.
Is it visible
Yeah,
now?
it's visible.
Just a moment. I hope it's like fine now.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Okay, so my today's topic is biophilic design. I've been talking about my work, that my work lies basically with the design, sustainability, and human well-being. I truly believe that our homes should not just only shelter us, they should support us, heal us, and also reconnect us with the nature. So, biophilic design is basically a fairly new concept in India. People are not much aware about it. People do know about sustainable design, but sustainable design is a very vast subject, as you all know. But biophilic design is just a small segment of it. So, biophilic design simply means designing spaces that allow us to reconnect with the nature, to allow people to experience nature in their daily lives, not by just going out in the park or just visiting any garden or any other places. We should feel nature inside our home. That's the basic concept of biophilic design, and which we have been working on, which I have been working on with collaboration with various architects in Jaipur and in Jaisalmer also. So basically, biophilic design uh, it fosters a mutual beneficial connection between human and nature, like a symbiotic relationship. It promotes coexistence rather than exploitation. When we talk about development uh, or some infrastructure development, there is a very negative impact on the climate and nature also, deforestation and other CO2 emission it leads to. So biophilic design, so we are working on this concept so that we can feel a better connection with nature at our home, while basically also lowering CO2 emission, lowering energy uses by using various materials and other thing. So, why it is very important? Because 90% of our time we are living in indoors, as we all know about. And study shows that connecting with nature basically it reduces our stress, it improves our sleep, it boosts our mood, and it makes us more focused. And it also improves energy use and CO2 emission when it is used wisely. So, in this slide, we can see the designing nature inspired homes for sustainable living. So, in this slide, we can see the biophilic framework, like what are the elements we have been using it to make it more impactful, what are the key challenges we were facing in the urban context, and what are the unique integration of it. Uh, so, uh, as I have already told you, I have been working with the various architects on this concept. I have been working on this under my own studio, which is a design studio. And design studio basically only works for the sustainable designing and biophilic designing. So we have been working on the urban areas like Jaipur and Jaisalmer. So we are creating, basically developing all the residential buildings, be it villas, bungalows, or apartments into the biophilic concept. We are using the biophilic concept in those infrastructures. So I have been brought this to life using simple, affordable, and basically climate sensitive techniques. The first is, our framework includes, maximizing daylight and ventilation. So we have carefully studied the room orientation of a home, of a residential building, and opened up spaces to bring in more natural light. North and the east side, we have used large windows, cross ventilation, and light color surfaces basically, so that it reflects light uh, much deeper and nicer inside. So it results in significantly, it reduced the need for artificial lighting and air conditioning also, which lead up to 20% reduction in the energy usage. We have stopped using any kind of plastic material, be it UPVC, PVA, PVSU, or any other kind of plastic. It also reduced the CO2 emission while studying. We have been using indoor plants, greeneries. We have been using plants like snake plant, erica palm, and spider plant to easy to basically air purifying the whole space. We have also created basically window gardens and vertical gardens to improve the air quality inside the home. So it does not only use the air quality or improve the air quality, it also contributed in the urban greening, and it also helped in absorb the CO2 emissions. So basically, wisely choosing the materials, and we can basically reduce CO2 emission and energy usage also. We have also added water features and thermal comfort strategies also. We have used basically terracotta tiles. We have used perforated bricks uh, for better absorption of sunlight so that we don't require any kind of AC. We have used stone masonry rather than brick masonry so that our room or our house automatically remains cold, so we don't use much ACs. So it also helps in reduction in the uh, power sources, energy usage, and by avoiding any kind of chemical materials, we have reduced the CO2 emission also by using biophilic framework. And we have also stopped using any kind of synthetic fabric in upholstery or carpets or curtains. We have just using the linen and cotton. And we have been also working on to recyclable fabric. So we have been using recyclable fabric also to make it more sustainable and biophilic. And it also help us into the cost reduction of the uh, house basically. So all these changes which we have been doing, it didn't require a huge budget. While we were working on this concept, we had the thought like maybe it will gonna cost a big amount because we are not using the uh, PVC, any plastic which is cheaper, or any other chemical tile which is easily available or much cheaper. So we thought maybe it will gonna increase the budget of the client. But after finishing, after using all the locally available material, be it terracotta tiles, be it sandstone, be it bamboo and jute and recyclable fabric or upholstery, by the uh, end of the project, we just got to know that what we have, like for example, if the budget of a 200 square feet apartment was 20 lakh initially, which we thought, but while after implementation of all these features, it was only 14 to 16 lakhs rupees. So it is also very cheaper, budget friendly also. because people they don't have much awareness about it. People do thought like if we it's a fairly new concept, so they think maybe it will gonna increase their budget or it may be very expensive. But after working on few projects, we got to know it's a very budget friendly and climate friendly approach. So basically, these are the principles which we have added, as I have already told, that we have reduced the plastic, we have been using natural shapes, we have been using the indoor plants, we have been using the local materials like terracotta tiles, sandstones, limestone. We are not using POP on the or any chemical paint. We have been using lime wash instead of that. We are not doing any wooden paneling. We are working on bamboos and rattan a lot to make it more biophilic and more sustainable approach, or to make it more, green building. So after working on this and thoroughly having a research and implementing it in various project, we just got to know about the results, and results have been very encouraging though. So 30% of the people they perceived comfort and happiness in these apartments, and there were also 25% reduction in energy consumption also through passive lighting and cooling. As I told you that we have avoided brick masonry and any other UPVC or plastic stuff, or basically which absorbs the sunlight. So it also results in reduction in energy and CO2 consumptions also. So as I have been also working as an assistant professor, so I have also included this biophilic design topic into our sustainable design subject also. So it was, as I told you, it's a fairly new concept, so people were not aware of this concept. So I have also include this topic into the syllabus also, and we have really been uh, working on it, doing many researches. I have been working on it with the students also. So as I have told you, it's a very new concept. People are not aware of it much. They are very less research also in this topic. But this framework, this biophilic concept in this framework is absolutely very scalable and it's replicable also. We are just working on it from Jaipur and Jaisalmer only, but it can be implemented in any urban setting, in any climate sensitive zone. So it basically uses very local materials. It promotes CO2 reduction, and it also supports urban greening also, which aligns with the sustainable development goals also, and plus its impact human wellness also. So it can be also be integrated with rainwater harvesting. From when we look few years back, people were using rainwater harvesting, but uh, if we talk about today's days, people are more focused into aesthetic, the look, the more luxury interiors rather than rainwater harvesting or any other sustainable uh, elements. So they have stopped doing the rainwater harvesting. So we are also implementing rainwater harvesting, all urban farming, organic farming, and other green building practices also in this concept. So basically, I'm just only looking for the collaboration so that we can scale this and we can spread awareness about this biophilic design, so that the architects, developers, and interior designers should also adapt this concept not only into the residential, but also into the any other infrastructure buildings, only be it commercial buildings, or any hospitals or hospitality building, etc. So I think we can scale this across many cities and help people not just live sustainability but also joyfully. So thank you so much for the time, and I truly believe that the future of sustainable buildings, uh, begin inside our homes. So let's bring nature back home. one room at a time. So thank you so much for
Neetu,
the
there is a question that Rajasthan's architectural form, like all these things, jharukas and jalis and stepwells, they have both natural form and they also have not only the design but also they have the materials that have existed for a very long time. So, since it's a culture over there and there was a requirement also, so do you also work with, I mean, you do have a design studio, but also do you also work with local artisans and local materials that have been used already for such a long time in your
uh,
designs?
yes, we do. Not in Jaipur, but when I recently came to Jaisalmer,
Hmm.
so in Jaisalmer there is a fairly you know they are extensively using the sandstone a lot.
Yeah.
And while working on projects like recently we have been working on a hotel project. So we are basically connected or working with the local artisans because the building is basically we are not using any brick masonry. Building itself is constructed with the sandstone. So to provide any aesthetic elements,
Hmm.
so we are basically connected with the local artisans also. So they can work on any carvings or any other things
And do you
while
also work
creating the
with
building.
commercial buildings like hotels also? Do you also work with them?
Recently we have started working with them.
Okay.
Previously, we are only working on the residential project. Recently, we have
Hmm.
started working on the uh,
Yeah.
hotels and any other projects
If you
only.
have any such kind of work that you have worked in hotel, we also work with hotels. So in even in Rajasthan also, we are
Okay,
currently to make them more sustainable, working on water bodies, even structural element also. So you can definitely share your details. You can get in touch directly and also let me know. And if you
yeah,
can share
sure,
some of
sir.
your work, there could be some opportunity here.
Sure, sir.
Yeah. Other than that, have you done any kind of work, or at least you aware about some other things on based on biophilic in other parts of the country?
The, yes, actually, this concept was basically introduced by Singapore few
Hmm.
years back. They have not only residential, they have started this biophilic design concept on the commercial buildings. When we talk
Hmm.
about offices, IT buildings, their airports,
Hmm.
their hospitals, so they introduce onto their commercial building, but still it is missing into the residential buildings. But our main focus was then like most of the time we are indoors, and during COVID we were in basically lockdown. So most
Hmm.
of the time we spend into our home, and within on that time we basically heard that many people are struggling with mental health. There have been depression and any other wellness issues also. So that time this concept has emerged globally, that not only about the building exterior, we should also work onto the interior also, because we are living inside the building. So building
Yeah.
should also be connected with nature so that it also improves the wellness, as well as it is also beneficial for the climate also. But in India, there's recently one project is coming, and that's the first ever project of biophilic design in India. Basically, the Wellness City, it's the name of the project, the Wellness City. It is coming in Mohali into
Hmm.
the Rajpura Road. So that's the first project, residential project with the concept of biophilic design. We are basically building the entire township
Okay.
in this
What
concept.
about these there's so many tribes, like for example, recently we visited in Sanjay Gandhi National Park in Mumbai. There are tribes. What they do is like they design their own homes and the clay is used locally and they paint. In fact, in the villages they use so many materials, like even they use gobar also for cooling, or they use
Yeah.
local mud for cooling. They use local wood like bamboos and does that also come in the category of biophilic or is something else?
It does come, but the biophilic design comes in more context of modern designing,
Okay.
uh, keeping in mind the aesthetic qualities of home and other buildings also.
But aren't they doing the same thing? Like it's
Yes,
their
yeah,
way
of
of
course they are.
aesthetics because it's traditional, and it wellness aspect is also there because their local culture, there is local art on the walls, and local material is being used. They're saving money also, and it's everything, and it also suits the local environment, local
Yeah.
climate also. So shouldn't that be called as biophilic? And shouldn't we say that biophilic is widespread everywhere? We just not they have not probably just packaged it as biophilic.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. It has been widely used, not just tribals, also when we look into our traditional homes, also, we used to
Correct.
have a courtyard,
Right, right, right.
and the rooms
Hmm.
against those courtyards, also, we
Yeah,
used to have a plant on that courtyard. So
yeah,
even our, traditional buildings,
yeah, yeah.
traditional homes, they
So
were using
is
biophilic
it
design, but they are
old?
not using it.
It is like old wine in new package?
Yes, exactly. It's that same. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Any question from the audience? I think there is a question from Anil, that what would be the speaker say to biophilic framework is a band-aid to the problem that needs surgery. What has organizations like IGBC say to this model? The question is that
See,
what would you say that biophilic framework is a band-aid to the problem that needs surgery? And what has organized, like he's saying that what does IGBC say about biophilic? What are
I
these?
will I will not say it's the band-aid because when we talk about sustainable development goal, which is basically more focused on making green buildings. So
Yeah.
green buildings were entirely focused on basically using more sustainable materials and
And energy
using more
efficiency?
and energy efficiency and CO2.
Hmm.
Basically, by using sustainable materials, organic materials, we can achieve
Hmm.
reduce energy consumption and CO2
Correct. Yeah,
consumption.
yeah,
So
yeah.
green building concept was only that. But in biophilic design, we are doing the same concept. We are working on the same concept as green buildings, but we are
Hmm.
also improving a person's wellness also. Green buildings were basically uh, it is implicable only on the exterior part of the building, the structure of a building.
So
But in
what is the
biophilics,
angle about, what is the actual angle about wellness here? Like what's the big thing about wellness?
uh, it's all about the psychological impact in
So
wellness.
how does it, what is the piece?
It reduces the stress.
How,
It
what does,
reduces
what is there in
uh,
biophilic that reduces the stress?
biophilic. Firstly, we are using most of the urban materials.
Yeah,
In we are we have by using urban materials by firstly as okay, I'll give you an example. We are just living in a room.
yeah.
So we have not used any plastic material. We have not done any gaudy interiors of that room. We have
Hmm.
not even using the false ceiling. When we use the false ceiling, we are reducing the height and overall other things also of the basically room. So we are not doing false ceiling. We are using the very organic materials like cotton and jute for the forestry, which is very lightweight. We are not using any plastic paint, which
But
also
this is
reduces heat
sustainability.
and
Sustainability wise, this is understood. But I still we are not able to understand the mental angle, because some people can be very happy with plastic also, like colorful design with plastic. I mean, they can be happy. Kids love plastic. I'm not a fan of
aesthetically,
plastic.
yes, people can
Yes.
be happy. Aesthetically, people can be happy, but when we are around, you know, uh, around more natural materials and around plants,
Hmm.
then it basically
So that
affects
is
our
green.
mental
That's
health.
green building. That's green design. What is
Green
bio?
buildings basically work only on the, uh, you know, construct basically exterior part of the building.
No, even interior also. People have plants in
Interiors
their home.
also.
People having plants in their home is not a new thing. Like, having a green spaces, this has always been there. Like a lot of people have green spaces, plants and wood and natural things. So why do we call it biophilic? Like, or biophilic is
People
some.
do have indoor plants, but with that also they are using chemical-based paints, plastic, and any and polyester as a fabric, which basically
Hmm.
reduces the impact of indoor plants.
So can we not, can we say that, uh, it's a sustainable home, like sustainable design, sustainable interior. So what is new about it?
I think there's nothing new. It's just a concept which has arrived after COVID.
Hmm.
And after basically, when we are looking about people are looking into more luxury and modern interior, which are aesthetic pleasing, rather than more sustainable. They are avoiding sustainable because
Hmm.
they wanted their homes to look much more like a hotel. They don't want any kind of a simple or minimalist design, which biophilic design offers, which basically reduces the sustainable impact.
So what about biomimicry?
It's also comes with the same concept, but biophilic, biomimic, uh, we can say like they can coexist, but biophilic is a much larger concept than that.
Because in biomimicry, it's a nature-inspired design. So design, it is not just the design as a visual, but also the materials that are used also comes under biomimicry, because biomimicry is not just about the design, it's about the structure also. So shouldn't we say that biomimicry or biophilic is kind of interchangeable at some stage?
So, yeah, they can be.
Okay. So any examples of any buildings that you would like to share that where you have used biophilic and what was done in that?
Uh, yes.
Any commercial
Like
buildings?
recently, we have not been worked on a commercial building. We have
Hmm.
been working on a hotel in Jaisalmer.
Hmm.
So we have made its structure basically in the by using only local available materials also by
Okay.
keeping all those elements on the of biophilic design. And
Hmm.
like by the end of this month, we'll be working on its interiors.
Okay.
Then after that only I can basically uh, tell you about its implication
Okay.
as
Thank you
well.
so much, Neetu. Neetu, any questions from the audience? All right. So there are no questions from the audience. So I think it was really good session. Thank you so much to both the speakers, and please stay in touch. And if you're looking for partnerships, do reach out. And until the next session, we're looking for more speakers. So please let us know if there are more speakers that you would like to present on this forum. And Blue Cities Network is growing. We have now included the international forum also. So probably in the next Blue Cities Network, we'll also have some speakers from other countries as well. And this entire session will go live on YouTube, and it will also be published in the form of article within 3 to 4 days. All right. So thank you so much, everyone. And it was really amazing. Two speakers, some new ideas came up, and some new partnership will be forged from here. Uh, until next sustainability meetup, uh, we talk again. Thank you so much. Good night.